All right, welcome to Dual Redundancy, the only podcast where you can hear all latest on Emmy predictions with too many hosts with exactly the same predictions. I'm one of those hosts, David Allen, and another one is
John Berwick, and the third one is
Kyle Bridger. I would say that I am the comedy to John's limited series because he's a man of few words, but it's all dignified. And then Dave, you can be the dramatic one. And I guess we're back today. Is that what's happening now? If I'm guessing from our previous podcast.
Yeah, we're back. I hope you kept all that research that you worked hard on. You got your pens and papers, and you got everything all situated because it is finally time to talk Emmys and the predictions. We're doing it. It's our 11th annual Emmy prediction special, and we're talking about the 73rd Primetime Emmy Awards that are going to take place on September 19th. It's going to be on CBS and Paramount Plus, and these awards are for the shows that aired during this period, June 1st, 2020 to May 31st, 2021. So anything that aired in that time period is eligible at the 73rd Primetime Emmy Awards. We've done a lot of Emmys on the podcast in the past few months. We did our nomination reactions in episode 348. And then we also compiled our Emmy nominated show coverage, all the reviews that we did on some of the Emmy nominated shows in episode 353. But tonight, it's predictions. We're going to do some predictions. And before we get into specific categories, I want to talk overall stats with you first. I want to look at the ones that got the most nominations, and that is The Crown and The Mandalorian. They led with 24 nominations, followed right behind with WandaVision with 23. Then we had The Handmaid's Tale, Saturday Night Live with 21, and then Ted Lasso scored 20. If we look at just the major nominations, the one we're going to see on the broadcast on September 19th, if you look at just those, Ted Lasso actually leads with 13. And then you have The Crown and Handmaid's Tale with 11.
I think Ted Lasso had the whole cast nominated.
I think so. I think Jamie Tart is probably the only one I think of the main cast really that didn't get a nomination because that category was already too stacked with Ted Lasso guys. But just your thoughts right there, Kyle, with the shows that are the most nominated on that list.
I mean, in terms of total nominations, I think we were all surprised at how much WandaVision got, right? 23 noms is a lot. I think Mandalorian, you can kind of see with all like the tech stuff that they have going on there. So that kind of makes sense. But you also have a show on there that's not even available next year. That got canceled. So yeah, so that's pretty wild. It's going to be interesting to see if it gets a lot of love at the Emmys. Does that, call for a comeback? I don't know.
Yeah, that is Lovecraft Country. 18 nominations tied with The Queen's Gambit there. Canceled by HBO. It's still in the drama category. It's not in limited series. It's still in drama, along with The Handmaid's Tale. I think that's the one where I was like, not like shocked, but like surprised because I feel like it's kind of out of the zeitgeist. And I think in any other year that had more shows, had more of a more competition, I don't know if it'd be getting 21 nominations like that. I just feel like it's kind of has slipped over. I mean, what is it? Season 4 at this point? It was a juggernaut. I just feel like it's not as.
Is it season popular. 4 or season 5? I can't. It feels like it's 5. Been. It feels like it's been on forever. But I know, at least from some of the people that I follow on Twitter, it's still kind of a thing that they watch pretty regularly and they refer to. And I mean, they you around the Twitterverse, you'll still see references to Handmaid's Tale, so it's kind of still going around just by
it has a new kind of popularity for all the wrong reasons right now.
Yeah, but it's still around, and it's something that people are aware of, and Emmys like stuff that's kind of been around or hangs around. William H. Macy.
No shade there. All right, and just to talk about the networks for a second, HBO Max, they lead with 130 nominations, beating Netflix just by one this year. Last year, Netflix actually led 160 to HBO's 107. But then when it came to the actual ceremony, HBO took more actual statues, 30 to 21. So, it's one of those things, quantity versus quality.
Yeah.
And then, whether it's the advertising budget, if they have Netflix has too many shows to campaign for versus HBO Max, who has a few that got a lot of nominations. But yeah, will be interesting to see which one comes out on top.
Netflix is definitely feels like a lot of quantity over quality. That's for sure.
I agree with that. That's for sure. All right. I think it's time for predictions. This year, like the last few years, we've actually done joint predictions. I technically still hold the crown for the Emmy prediction win back in 2018, but the last few years.
What did you say? I just blacked out.
It's okay. You don't need to worry about it. We're doing joint predictions, so it's will win, dark horse. We work together, Kyle and I, as a team. We swap some out. We got on the same page with these, so hopefully 2 minds are better than one, and these will be the ones you can put money on and hopefully win some dough come September 19th.
Yeah.
Whatever you get, please think about donating some of it to the podcast.
To us.
On operating our Patreon costs. Or whatever we have. John knows all about Patreon. That.
We'll pay off the web hosting service.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So here we go. We're going to start off with drama. And we're going to go with the supporting categories first, and then lead up to lead actor, and then the main award. Drama supporting actor. Got a great group of actors here. Let's just go right into it. Who's our will win and dark horse, Kyle?
So our dark horse for supporting actor is Tobias Menzies from The Crown, and our will win is Michael K. Williams from Lovecraft Country. We have crazy timing, just crazy timing with this one.
Yeah. Yeah, because we were doing our predictions yesterday, September 6th. I wrote them all up. I sent some to Kyle. And then a few hours later, I was actually pulling some images for the podcast, which is streaming right now on Twitch. And I was just looking at images, and I'm like, wait, why is Michael K. Williams on this page? Wait, what? And then it was just a shock. I just did not see this coming. His unexpected passing. It's just... I think he was locked in, I think, for this award even before that.
Yeah.
Now I really, really am putting a lot of faith and hope that he can pull out a win in this category.
Yeah, for sure. Just like everyone speaking about him on Twitter and all over social media about like what type of person he was, and so it's just crazy that this happened. But he deserves to win. Great performances as always. And, our dark horse is in there just in case.
Yeah. I mean, Michael K. Williams is a legend. I mean, he won the Critics' Choice for his role in Lovecraft Country, and he has, a few Emmy noms under his belt as well. So many different TV shows he's been in. If he does win, it's going to be nothing to do with current events, because the voting for this category ended on August 30th. So it's a fair race. Whatever happened, but just the timing on this is just really unfortunate. And
yeah, it's a shame if he does win, he won't get to see that he won. I mean, I doubt that's the inspiration in his life, but it's an achievement to his performances thus far.
And it's nice to see your peers recognize your work. Yeah. You bring up our dark horse, Tobias Menzies, The Crown. I'll let you talk a little bit about The Crown and why he's the dark horse in this category, because you're a Crown guy.
Yeah. I mean, just when we're talking about The Crown in general, I think that is the bulk of that show, the performances, and then the production value of it. And he does a great job as Prince Philip, and every scene with him and I'm forgetting her name right now, but with the Queen, every scene he does is fantastic.
Olivia Colman.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, it's just it's a very on an edge, because Prince Philip is not really a likable dude, but then he has those scenes where he builds that balance between likable and, kind of being a dick. So it works, and he does a great job with it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna help. I mean, it's gonna be, I think, a big crown night. We'll get to that when we talk about the other awards. So that's in his favor, and I think some things are also in his favor when it comes to vote splits. There's going to be a lot of talk of vote splits tonight because there's a lot of categories with a lot of the same show people in each category. This one here, you got 3 actors from The Handmaid's Tale. I really think that's gonna be a vote split. We saw it last year in the same category with Succession when we had 3 actors from there splitting the vote, and you get a Billy Crudup win. So it's like anything could happen. Looking at the rest, if you kind of cross them off, everyone we talked to, like you get left with really like Giancarlo Esposito, and while I love his work in Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, if he can't win for Gus Fring, I don't know if he's gonna win for fighting with lightsabers. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if he can't get it for that, he's not gonna get it for here. So
yeah, unless it's like a makeup, a makeup for a missed thing.
But hopefully, with the final season, Better Call Saul eventually approaching, maybe he can, get in for that. But that's going to be another tough category if you're going to have all the other great actors on that show as well. But
yeah.
All right, we should move now to drama supporting actress. And I guess I'll just, rip the Band-Aid off and say who it is.
Go for it. Do it.
Okay, Dark Horse. We got from The Crown, Emerald Fennell. And then our will win also from The Crown, Gillian Anderson. All right, a lot of Crown tonight. We're going all in. It's funny, Kyle, because like we said, there could be a Handmaid's Tale vote split. Well, technically we have 3 Crown performers in here. Those 2 and Helena Bonham Carter. So why did we go with those 2 instead of anyone else?
Well, I mean, we're talking vote split all across the board here. We got it's like a Handmaid's Tale versus The Crown kind of situation. So it's like, you just got to bet on the horse. And I think it's going to be the Crown horse, kind of, so to speak, rather than the
Triple Crown.
Handmaid's Tale. Yeah.
Triple Crown winner.
But as far as performances, like, we talked about it in that first episode of The Crown, and you said that you were looking at Twitter and there was a very divisive kind of performance, but to me, it worked, and it just worked. It just worked for me. I think she did a great job, and there's some crazy scenes between crazy and, English history terms, but scenes between her and Olivia Colman that are really, really fantastic. And they try to give a little depth to Margaret Thatcher, even though she probably doesn't deserve it.
I don't watch it, but I've heard a lot about this performance, and she's won a lot of these precursors before it. Golden Globe, Critics' Choice, SAG. She's won so many awards for this performance. I think she's the odds-on favorite. Then if you look at the other ones, I saw Helena Bonham Carter hasn't really won, I think, for this role in these last 2 seasons. It's like, oh, why start now? And then I think we went with Dark Horse Emerald Fennell, I think, because, I don't know much about the performance, but I also think like she's had a great year with Promising Young Woman. And it's like her stock is definitely on the rise. So that's helping her.
I was just going to say, and her performance is like, I feel like small one, but they pack a punch when they come in. And I think that resonates and keeps her in your mind, kind of thing.
Yeah. And then as we said, there's 4 out of 8 Handmaid's Tale performers. That's a lot of people splitting the vote. Ann Dowd already has been recognized for this role. And as I said, I think the stock of that show is slipping a little bit when it comes to the awards. So I think it's going to be The Crown. I think it's going to be Gillian Anderson. If not, another Crown person is going to take the crown. So Crown.
Yep, for sure.
All right. Well, any surprises in drama actor, Kyle?
Drama actor.
Anyone from The Crown in that category?
Yeah. So, if we're going on to drama actor, I will say that our dark horse is Billy Porter, but Dave was referring to Josh O'Connor from The Crown as our Will Win. And I think out of like all of the performances from The Crown, I would say his is probably the best one.
Oh, wow.
And shows his like transformation as the Prince of Wales. So I think if he wins, it's well deserved. I don't know much about Pose. I know a bunch of people love Pose and they love Billy Porter's performance. So if he wins, it would be well deserved as well.
Yeah, I got some stats when we were talking about Porter in a little bit. It is the final season of Pose, and sometimes final season has a little bit of a bump. We saw it, John Hamm with Mad Men, Kyle Chandler, Friday Night Lights, Matthew Rhys for The Americans. So it's like, okay, it can happen in that final season. Another thing, though, that kind of goes against it for Porter is there's been no repeats in this category since 2010. Sterling K. Brown, Matthew Rhys, Billy Porter, Jeremy Strong. It's always like one time. It's, Rami Malek. It's just like get one in there. So it's like if you take all those people out, it's like technically Matthew Rhys for a different show, but still, that's why we're leaning towards, I think, Josh O'Connor. And again, it's Crown. He's won the Golden Globe. He's won the Critics' Choice earlier this year. And, sure, we're going all in, but sweeps do happen. I mean, we saw it last year with Schitt's. I mean, Schitt's Creek. Well, you saw what I was doing there. But that's like the one time you're allowed to like say it without it being bleeped. Like when they were like promoting it on all the like the late night talk shows, they could say it, but they would have to show at the bottom of the screen Schitt's Creek, like like the logo of it.
Yeah.
So it's just like, no, we didn't say that. We said this, and that's what the rules I'm saying on the podcast. We're allowed to say it in that context. So
okay,
just don't abuse
it.
Fine by me.
Yeah. But yeah, so with that being said, they swept everything, all the acting awards, all 4 writing, directing series. Like they took it all for comedy last year. So it's possible it's going to happen again with The Crown. Why not? It happened one time, maybe this time as well.
And I mean, The Crown, it's still a very, very good show in kind of a weird time, I mean, the pandemic Emmys basically is the time frame. So that they're, they still have a great production, great performance show. It's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah. All right. One more acting category when it comes to drama, and it's drama actress, lead actress in a drama series. Let's see here. Our dark horse is actually from Pose again, MJ Rodriguez. And then our Will Win, take a guess where it's from. It's from The Crown, Emma Corrin. That's our Will Win in lead actress in a drama series. Again, Kyle, can you speak to Emma's performance in The Crown?
Yeah, I think she just comes out as a star, kind of like Princess Diana was. So at first, I was kind of like, where is she going with this? But towards the end, it really worked. And she had some crazy scenes. I'm using the word crazy again. But she had some wild scenes. And yeah, she just, enveloped that character so well. So it was really well done. I really like The Crown, if you can't tell.
And there's a lot of talk recently about Princess Diana, that's who Emma plays in The Crown. I mean, we just had the trailer for Spencer come out. They're getting a lot of Oscar predictions for Kristen Stewart. So it's like, it's a lot of that Crown energy going through here. And Emma has won the Golden Globe, the Critics' Choice. She did lose to Gillian Anderson at the SAG Awards, but that's where they combine categories. So even just to be nominated, in the drama category is great there, but it also won ensemble. So she won that award technically. There's a lot of awards love for The Crown. That's why we're going all in on it. I put MJ Rodriguez as a dark horse. It's the final season of Pose, as I mentioned with Porter, and it would be a historic win. She would be the first ever transgender person to win a major acting Emmy, because she's the first nominee. in a major acting category. There's been in like guest categories and stuff like that, but never for a lead category. So that would be amazing. Yeah, let's see. Did anyone else in the category jump out to you, Kyle, of possibilities or long shots? Or
I mean, hey, there's a possibility that there could be a vote split again with Olivia Colman there and Emma Corrin for The Crown. I don't know if Elizabeth Moss has the juice for another run. Could it be? I mean, maybe, possibly. Do we think Lovecraft Country, like Journey Smollett, she did a great job, but I just don't know if it has the push there.
Yeah, and it depends on like if HBO is gonna like put money behind their campaign if the show is canceled. Like that's they put their money in whatever another HBO show, The Mayor of Easttown or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And I'm sorry to say I don't know enough about Uzo Aduba's performance, and that could be. I haven't really seen. Yeah, I haven't really seen anything. So about her show or about that show, like I don't see it advertised or anything. So it's a shame.
And I'm gonna look up real quick if I can. I believe she has she's won a few.
She's for Orange is the New Black, right?
Yeah, she actually, this might be a change here. Yeah, she's won twice for Orange is the New Black, and then she actually won last year in supporting actress in a limited series for Miss America.
Yeah.
So she has 3 Emmys under her belt. Yeah. So it's possible.
She's a big deal. Yeah.
It's possible.
It is possible.
All right.
Anything is possible.
That is true. That is true. Let's see here. One last drama category is talk about drama series. Let's see, John, do you have the nominees for drama series?
I do. They are The Boys, Bridgerton, The Crown, The Handmaid's Tale, Lovecraft Country, The Mandalorian, Pose, and This Is Us.
All right.
I still have to say, this is insane to me that Bridgerton was nominated. I cannot believe it. I mean, I know it got a lot of like fanfare, but I didn't think critically it was accepted.
I think we're in a weird year. I really do think it's a weird Emmys awards year, and the popularity of it and Shonda Rhimes and the actors on it really helped it kind of push through. But yeah, it's not going to be Bridgerton, we don't think. Would it surprise anyone on the podcast that our will win is The Boys? No, just kidding. It's The Crown. Can you imagine if The Boys somehow?
Oh my God. Dude, it would be awesome, but there's no way.
That was such a surprise. Now it's so niche. It's not happening, but it would be fun. But no, it's The Crown, our will win. Our dark horse, The Handmaid's Tale. We'll get to that in a second. But The Crown, Kyle, this would be Netflix's first series win, I believe.
Really?
I believe so.
I did not know that. I mean, if the
it might
Crown
have
is
gotten
the
a
show
limited
that
series, but I'm counting drama and comedy here for sure.
Well, I mean, The Crown would be a great show to win that for. I mean, it's deserving, especially in a year like this where I feel like it was down. So I think it's definitely one of the best shows of the year for sure.
Yeah, I'm doing a quick look. I mean, there was a lot of Game of Thrones in this category. The one that sneaked through was Handmaid's Tale to actually win. Succession won last year, but most of the time it was Game of Thrones, it was Succession, and then Handmaid's Tale, which Hulu was the first streamer to get in.
Yeah,
and that's right. Series over Netflix. But
dude, wild.
The Crown has tied with the most nominations. It's gonna win some acting ones, as we've already discussed. So it has a lot of momentum going into this category. Our dark horse, at first I did put down, because who knows, it's wild times. But like the Mandalorian, like I don't know, it's tied with the most noms. It snuck in for acting and writing and directing. So it's like, oh, that's odd, So like, there's a lot of love there. But we went, I think, with more like a a trustworthy
yeah
pick, a true pick with The Handmaid's Tale,
like a traditional pick more so. Yeah, because I really do think it's going to be a one or the other night. I don't know enough about The Mandalorian to say, but I just can't see like traditionally them going that route. So
yeah,
that's why I went away from
outside
it.
of Game of Thrones, a lot of times they don't go with the sci-fi fantasy type stuff. And Handmaid's Tale has tied with the most major nominations with The Crown with 11. So
yeah,
there's definitely a lot of love there. You look at
and
the other
just
categories, it's like, I mean, This Is Us, that's the obligatory Netflix or network show. I got to have one of them, and then you have one show, as we mentioned, is canceled. So does it really belong in the drama category versus the limited category? So it's like you kind of start crossing them off. The Boys doesn't have a chance, unfortunately. So it's like, yeah, that's how we get there.
But yeah, not many to choose from here this year, that's for sure. And then I think next year's might be stacked.
Next year is going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be like, that's going to be the hard one to get into. That's why some of these shows should have just rushed into production and done something to get some awards. But all right, I think one of the more interesting categories, especially more recent years, is the limited series categories. Those are some really heavy hitters. And let's start off with the performance. I mean, get the exact title if I can, because I always shorten it to limited supporting actor, but that it's supporting actor in a limited or anthology series or movie.
Oh my God.
So it's like everything that's not a drama or a comedy, pretty much. It's this. All right, who's our will win in Dark Horse, Kyle?
So our Dark Horse is Daveed Diggs in a confusing nomination for that entire whole thing, but it is what it is. And then our will win is Evan Peters. Which I'm still
Peters.
I still am. I think he has.
You were down on it. You were down on that performance.
Yeah, I just didn't think there was much to it, and the fact that they could kill the character off, and it was fine because the character didn't mean much to the whole entire show. You know what I mean? It was just very. I felt
He's a supporting actor, Kyle. He's not the.
I know, but yeah, no.
I think there's a lot of things that help Peters in this category.
Yeah.
First, I'll just mention you got 3 Hamilton guys, in here, and we talked about vote splits, and it's like that's going to be a thing, especially I think with Hamilton, because there's a lot of pushback with Hamilton. Should it even be nominated here? It was a recorded show from 2016 that was repackaged as a movie that was on a streaming service.
Yeah.
So it's a TV show. It's like, it's very confusing.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then it's like, you look at the rest, it's like who from the Queen's Gambit? I barely remember. Oh yeah, Benny. It's like, it's one of those things. It's like, oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
And then our other nominees from I May Destroy You, which unfortunately I know you love, Kyle. I just think it's kind of too small of a show, small. Unfortunately.
It is small.
Between all that and Evans Peters' year, I mean, you got Mayor, you have a WandaVision guest role, American Horror Story airing now. There's a lot of momentum in his career right now.
For sure. And I think we just picked Daveed Diggs as a dark horse because in the off chance that they decide to go do this, I think he's the biggest
from Hamilton, in that
biggest
category.
Kind of star that came from Hamilton. Like Anthony Ramos is now a star, but I just mean like Daveed Diggs was like the dude that everyone was talking about. So if they were to go that route, I think he's just the most likely person.
And he had a great year as well. He's in Snowpiercer. He got a Critics' Choice nom for The Good Lord Bird. And when he did win for this performance back in 2016, he won the Tony. So it's like, that of those performances, he won the Tony back then, and it's the same performance because it was recorded in 2016. So yeah. But all right, let's move now to supporting actress in a limited or an anthology series or movie.
or movie or train conduction or radio
TikTok
show
video.
or podcast. Yeah, or Vine.
Yeah. Let's hear. We got one from Mare, one from WandaVision. We're gonna go dark horse. Jean Smart will win from WandaVision. Catherine Hahn is our will win here.
Yeah.
All right, you love Hahn. I do too, but you.
I really
Hahn.
like Catherine Hahn. I find her to be so funny. Even in the smallest of roles, she's just a scene stealer. And I think, I think she did great with this role because there had to be the comedic elements, and then she had to be like the badass witch there. So I thought she did a great job. Me and you were kind of flip-flopping on the dark horse, but I have to imagine somebody from Mare is gonna. It would be the dark horse in this category.
Yeah. My initial pick was let's see, I'm gonna make sure I get that. Julianne Nicholson. She played Lori in Mare. That was my one because I'm like, wait, I feel like she had like that moment in the finale. Spoiler, I won't say exactly why, but she had a big moment in the finale, and it's like, okay, got that in there. Smart is probably, spoiler, already going to be winning for Hacks. So it's like, share the love a little bit, give it to her there. So that's why my immediate thing was there. But then I'm like, Jean Smart is the bigger name. Obviously, she's popular. Clearly, she has multiple nominations, so they may go all in. But I just think, Catherine Hahn is probably one of the most famous parts of WandaVision, even more so than Wanda or Vision. Agatha all along. Like there's so much about her in this performance and this character. So I just think this is only going to help her. And obviously, she's had so many other roles before this that probably deserved recognition. So she's going to finally get it here. Looking at some of the other nominees, it's like, of course, we got some people from Hamilton again. And I think if any, like I only saw a couple of Girls Five Ever, but if Renee Elise Goldsberry, she's great in Hamilton, but I think a better nomination this year would have been for Girls Five Ever for her. I think she's probably one of the standouts in that show, but at least she got nominated here, but still
going back to the Mayor of Easttown thing, I forgot about Julianne Nicholson's performance, and that final scene is it's tough. She does a great job with it, but I just thought Jean Smart, she's kind of out there, got a lot of love for Hacks, and I could just see people being like, yeah, I like Jean, and then just like marking her down for this because
it's like
she's
Fargo,
great. She's
Watchmen,
great in everything she does. Yeah. So maybe that was my thinking there.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. I was debating between the two, and once I heard you said that, I'm like, okay, I'll go all in on Jean Smart. It's a smart pick. All right, here. Let's talk about lead actor in a limited or an anthology series or movie. And
by the book by Precious. What was it?
I don't remember. Let's see here. I'm forgetting who goes first. I think who do we have a will win in Dark Horse, Kyle?
For the limited actor, right?
Limited actor,
we've got our Dark Horse is Hugh Grant for The Undoing, and our will win is Paul Bettany as Vision.
In WandaVision. This one for me was a very like process of elimination.
Yeah.
But it's just like looking at it, it's like, again, Hamilton. And if I'm going to give anyone from Hamilton, I loved Leslie Odom Jr. in Hamilton.
Yeah.
And obviously he had also a great year with the Regina King film, One Night in Miami. So it's like, okay, definitely has some momentum there. But I just think, like, as we talked about, WandaVision got so many nominations, and okay, get rid of the Hamilton guys. You get rid of Halston. Really, we're gonna go Halston on Netflix. Really, we reviewed that. I don't know if that is really the performance we're gonna recognize. So it's like, okay, well, what's left? Paul Bettany and Hugh Grant. So that's our will win Dark Horse.
Yeah. And I had this flip flop initially, so I had Hugh Grant Will win. But my thinking was just at the moment, The Undoing was very, very popular. And
I think like Mayor kind of rained on that parade. I think everyone already forgot, like, oh, Undoing, Mayor of Easttown is a better Undoing.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. So it had its moment for like a hot second. But I like your idea of going Paul Bettany. I think he kind of stood out in that show, and did a great job. And I think it's a more popular show. So,
all right, I got a lot to say about the next category because I think it is the toughest of the night. I really do. It's lead actress in a limited anthology series or movie. All these actresses are great performers. It could be any of them.
Yeah.
It really could be.
Yeah.
But we're going to go. And this order could switch. These are, I think, the top two, but it could switch back and forth at any point.
Yeah.
Will win Anna Taylor-Joy, dark horse Kate Winslet. That's our will win dark horse. We're going to give Anya, the first place position, and then we're going to give Kate the dark horse. But really, it could go either which way. It really could.
I know. This is like a recency thing versus how big it was. Because the Queen's Gambit, when it came, people were like, I'm going to learn chess because of this damn show.
Chess, like, sets skyrocketed. Like, they sold out. This is a big deal. Like, it's insane.
So
not many people, I don't think, wanted to be mayor of Easttown. I don't think many people are going recreating that. I don't think.
Yeah. So this is going to be tough because it really could go either way. We could have a Queen's Gambit night, or we could have a Mayor of Easttown night. I don't really know.
And after one category, then we'll know. It's like, okay, we either got them all right, or we got them all wrong. Like, we'll know.
That's pretty much how it is. But this whole category should just be, illegal.
Everyone should
because
win.
Everyone is so good.
Yeah,
it's a shame.
It's a real tough category. We went with our will win and dark horse in that order because Anya won the SAG Award, Golden Globe, Critics' Choice.
Mm-hmm.
The asterisk on that is never against Kate Winslet. That was the thing, because this show is more recent. Mayor's more recent. Kate is obviously popular actress, Oscar, Emmy winner in the past. But I feel like this for Anya is such like a star-making turn. Like, this is like a moment, and we kind of saw, I think it was either last year or the year before, with Zendaya. She won over many different Hollywood heavyweights and veterans for the first season of Euphoria. So it's like, if that could happen, I could easily see it happening again here over, someone like Elizabeth Olsen, Kate Winslet, Cynthia Erivo, like stuff like that. So that's, I think, where we're going. But again, the night of, you could just flip them, and I'd still think that's a good pick. So
yeah. And really, to me, any of these women can win, and that would probably be fine because they're all so good.
Yeah. All right. One last category, or one in this grouping, and that's limited series. John, do you have the nominees for limited or anthology series?
I do. They are I May Destroy You, Mayor of Easttown, The Queen's Gambit, The Underground Railroad, and WandaVision.
All right, Kyle, where we're going on this one?
All right. So, sorry, I didn't have it pulled up.
That's okay.
But based on our previous one, you might be able to guess that our dark horse is Mayor of Easttown, and our will win is The Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, we're keeping the same. We're going all in, pushing our chips into one, side here. Like, we're not gonna split anything here. I'd say I feel better with this one than the other. If anything, I could maybe see it flipped for actors. I could see maybe Kate winning from Mayor of Easttown, and then Queen's Gambit winning overall, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Queen's Gambit won Golden Globe, Critics' Choice, but again, never up against Mayor. Mayor is more recent, but I mean, both shows were popular. Queen's Gambit did get more overall nominations with 18. It was a phenomenon. So it's like, I think it's still going to be between these two shows.
For sure.
Both deserving shows. Another strong category.
A very strong category. It's tough. Man, this whole category is tough. But yeah, I mean, yeah, to me, it's phenomenon or recency.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We're going to see what wins out. Does the Queen's Gambit stick around in people's minds long enough? Or was it because Mayor of Easttown had to been going on a little bit as the voting was happening, right? Is it not that recent?
Let's see. Time is a flat circle and all a blur with COVID. I can't tell you when was what, but Mayor of Easttown aired April 18th through May 30th.
Oh, so man. So way early.
Yeah, I don't think voting definitely wasn't going on, but the end of the eligibility was May 31st. So they perfectly timed it with the end of so they timed that out. I think if I have voting, I wrote it down somewhere. Voting actually takes place between August 19th and August 30th for the final nomination. Wow. So it was still a couple months after Mayor.
Damn. We'll see, man. I don't know. I'm still hesitant. I really do think it could go either way.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you look at the other nominees, which are well deserving, it's just, I feel like, Underground Railroad, I May Destroy You are good, but I just feel like, I don't know how many viewers were there for those shows. We saw with some of these, they didn't get as many nominations as they probably should have. And then WandaVision, as we kind of mentioned, sci-fi, kind of comedic. Are they going to go in that direction? It got a lot of nominations. I just don't know if it's going to win like the main award against these heavyweights. It's just
I just think the other two are more popular. I May Destroy You is so good. I'm gonna make a pitch again for that for everyone listening. Watch I May Destroy You. It can be tough to watch, but the relationship between everyone makes it worthwhile. I think it's really, really good.
All right. Well, that is it for limited. We're going to move into our final group of the night, and that's comedy. And there's going to be a lot of new blood in this comedy group because usually it's like you always have Marvelous Miss Maisel here. Last year we got the Schitt's Creek sweep, but neither of those shows are eligible this year. So it's a lot of freshman shows that I think are going to be taking the crown on stuff. Not the Crown. The Crown can't win any comedy series. It's not that good. It can't overlap categories. But let's look at comedy supporting actor first. I'll just say it up front. It's pretty much everybody from Ted Lasso and then Keenan and Bowen Yang. It's like, who's our Will Win and who's our dark horse, Kyle?
Okay, so our Will Win. Our dark horse is Bowen Yang, and our Will Win is Kenan Thompson.
All right, so I think we'll start off, full disclosure, I think we differed in this at first. I think you went with Ted Lasso guys. I went with SNL guys.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Ted Lasso of it all here. There's 4 of these 8 nominees from Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Who did you pick initially, and why do we think that might not be working?
So I think I initially had, let me look here. I have it right here. Shoot. I had Brendan Hunt and Brett Goldstein. And those two probably have the biggest roles in the supporting actor, which gives them more to do in that show. And I just think it's a very popular show. So I think it's going to be a Ted Lasso night, and you might, get that. That might be a hint for the future picks we have going on here. But I think if it is a Ted Lasso night, it's going to be one of those guys. So that's what my thought process was. But I know that Bowen Yang has become like a star for SNL. So that I could see that very well happening.
Yeah, I believe he's only a featured player. He's not a full-fledged player yet, the main cast. So to get an Emmy nomination is huge for his career. Yeah. Well-deserved. He's definitely a standout from the season. That's why he's our dark horse. We went with a Will Win of Kenan Thompson, who is his own legend with that show. And he got 2 acting nominations this year. One for his sitcom Kenan in the lead category, and then one here in supporting. I mean, Kenan is SNL at this point, so it's just like, I just think with an election year, with him just being all over NBC between the 2 shows, I think I'm giving the edge to him. And then the Ted Lasso split. I mean, there's, as I mentioned, 50% of the category is guys from Ted Lasso, and everyone has their favorite. Everyone has their picks, because even when you mentioned yours, it's like Brett Goldstein you said Brendan Hunt as a Will win. It's like, for me, Coach Beard is okay, but I mean, Roy Kent is the more showier character, which is Brett Goldstein. So it's like, and then it's like, well, there's people that love Nate. People love Nick Mohammad's character. So it's like, where are you going with this? Because there's so many. Everyone has their favorite, and everyone I think is going to split between their favorites, their vote, and that's what it's going to cost them. And there is a little bit, which we'll get to, especially when we're talking about the main category, a little bit of discourse with Ted Lasso recently that might have overlapped in this voting period. We'll get to that, but there could be like, okay, the timing might not be great for the show, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting category, and it could be one of the first ones of the night, and we'll kind of know where the night's going once we see this. Watch, it'll probably be Paul Reiser of the Kaminsky Method.
Oh my God.
All these vote splits.
I would throw my remote through the TV. Jeez.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
All right, let's now move to comedy supporting actress. And we have 2 from 2 comedy series that I think will be this version of The Crown versus Handmaid's Tale. One's from Ted Lasso, one is from Hacks. They're both named Hannah. Our Will win is Hannah Waddingham, and our dark horse is Hannah Einbender.
I believe.
Yeah, so Hannah from Ted Lasso is our Will win. Hannah from Hacks is our dark horse. Initially, I had these switched. The only reason I did was because I thought, okay, are we going to get another Lasso split? Juna Temple is in here. She's in here. Are they going to have favorites again? There's only one person from Hacks, and I feel like overall, the industry really seems to love Hacks, and that show is just rising. Like, it just, with popularity. So it's like, oh, is that... It would be crazy, because I think this is like one of her first roles.
Yeah.
And I think, definitely her first nomination. So to kind of swoop in, it's possible, but...
Yeah. I mean, this would be the year to do it.
So I think with Waddingham, though, it's like there's that Apple TV Plus money. They got it with Billy Crudup last year, or maybe 2 years ago. I can't remember exactly, for the morning show. He kind of swooped in and got an award. So it's possible here. He's definitely a popular character from Ted Lasso.
I feel like she's the one that's talked about most from that show, of any of the females. Is definitely seen as like one of the top of the show. So that's why, to me, I chose her,
Yeah. I will say, at the end of the night, I think it really is going to be someone named Hannah. That's all I'll say.
Oh, well,
I think it's one of the 2.
Hedged our bets on that one.
So at the very least, we'll get a half point. I'll give us that.
So do you think the presenter should hang on the word Hannah? Hannah?
We'll tell you after the break.
Yeah. Right. Seacrest out.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, let's move now to comedy actor. This one, I think, might be not a slam dunk. What is the soccer thing? The goal? Like, what's a not slam dunk, not a touchdown. What's like a goal? Like a special goal?
I don't know.
A goal? I mean,
yeah.
Don't they have like a special name? Like, because like, oh, you shot a basket. It's also a slam dunk. It's like even a more
like something like a. Well, like
not like a double, but a grand slam. Like, I'm looking for, you know what I mean? Whatever it is.
Yeah, I know what you're looking for.
I know what you're saying. I don't know if there's an equivalent.
Our Will win. I'll just say it, because I think we've all alluded to it at this point. Obviously, it's Michael Douglas. No, it's Jason Sudeikis. Jason Sudeikis, Ted Lasso. That's our Will win. I think this one is his. It's a slam dunk. It's a touchdown. It's all of it.
The only reason I think that he might not get the award is if they don't want to hear him say the thank you message.
No, I think people want that. I think they like that now because it's become like a viral moment. They were like, "Oh, what hoodie is he gonna wear? What like moment is he gonna have?" Like, I think people are looking forward to that viral moment. He's won plenty for this, Critics' Choice, Golden Globe, SAG. I mean, it's Ted Lasso is about Ted Lasso. It's the show. It doesn't work without this character. He's the star.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna reward the show, you're going to give him an award. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think that's a sure bet.
Yeah.
Sudeikis. The other ones, though, we differed on our dark horses, Kyle. Any thoughts on why you picked who you did? And I'll tell you mine in a second.
So I chose Anthony Anderson, right?
Yeah.
I just think like I don't think has he won for it yet?
No.
I think I don't know when the right time is going to be. Maybe when the show ends, but I think he's got to win it at some point, just for the longevity of the show. And I mean, he's been nominated pretty much every year the show's been on, right?
Yeah, I think he has 6 or 7 nominations, and I think
so there's got to be a time when he wins it.
Yeah. Next season is the final season, the 8th and final season next year.
I don't think he's going to win it this year, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, for me, it's like, okay, Anderson, Macy, if they haven't won it over these 6 or 7 nominations, it's not happening this year. Why?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, Keenan. It's like, I don't think you're winning for Keenan.
For Keenan, no.
You're not winning for that show. You'll win for SNL. I don't think you're going to win for the Keenan show.
No.
So it's, again, I'm crossing them off the list. What do I get left? I get Michael Douglas. Never count Kaminsky Method out. This show, he's always nominated for the show. He won an Emmy in 2013 for Behind the Candelabra. He's won I think he had a Golden Globe. I think he won for Kaminsky Method. So he's a legend. It's possible, but I think it's Jason's. So
yeah, I think it's Jason's to lose, man.
All right, let's see here. We got comedy actress, lead actress in a comedy series. I think who do we got, Kyle? Who's our will win dark horse?
All right, so our dark horse for comedy actresses, Kaylee Cuoco, and our will win is Jean Smart.
Yes.
So I'll just say, I really do think this is Jean Smart's to lose, and for all the things that you mentioned about Hacks, that people love it in the industry. I thought it was okay. I thought it was fine, entertaining for sure. But she is, to me, by far the best part of the show. So if you're going to give this show a win, this is what it should be for, to me. And then a dark horse, Kaylee Cuoco. She was getting a lot of love for her performance in The Flight Attendant. I didn't finish out with that series, but it seems like it resonated with people. And so, yeah. That would be my next likely choice.
Yeah, I agree with everything there. The Emmys love Jean Smart. I mean, I think she has like 11 total nominations. She has 2 this year alone, 3 wins in the past. They really love Hacks, and it's like, again, if you're gonna reward the show, you gotta award Jean Smart for Hacks. It's just that's the show. And then the Flight Attendant was a very buzzworthy show. Kaylee got Golden Globe, Critics' Choice, SAG, and TCA nominations. She hasn't won, I don't think, anything for that role yet, but definitely has a lot of nomination love in there. And then just looking at the rest of the list, it's like, yeah, for me, it's like there's double 80 Bryant noms this year. I just don't see it for Shrill. Again, another kind of quieter show that we don't hear much about.
Yeah.
Allison Janney obviously is a Emmys legend. So many different wins. I think she might have already won for Mom.
Yeah, I think she already won.
Yeah. So, it's just looking at the list, it's like, okay, like I think it's gonna be Jean Smart. I think it's gonna be Hacks. I think it's gonna be a big night for them.
Yeah, I do too.
All right. One last one to talk about. Comedy series. John, read them off.
First up, Blackish, Cobra Kai, Emily in Paris, The Flight Attendant, Hacks, The Kaminsky Method, Pen 15, and Ted Lasso.
I want John to go. I want John to go back and say Amélie in Paris as it should be pronounced. Isn't that what the dude said on Twitter? Get out of here with that.
I don't think I could do French well enough to attempt it live.
This category, man, this is a weird one.
It's all over the place.
What are they even doing with this? Like,
so, like Cobra Kai.
I watched Cobra Kai season 3. It should not be even mentioned with these shows.
Well, Emily in Paris.
It's popular, but it's not the 8th best comedy series. I don't think so. You know, just because it's a pandemic, you don't have to fill out all 8. We could have gotten 6 or 7. You know, you don't have to.
We probably could have done with 5 in this category.
Yeah. You get Blackish, Flight Attendant, Hacks, maybe Kaminsky Method. Why not? Ted Lasso, and I like the Pen 15 nom. I'm glad it got nominated. Pen 15. But like, yeah, we didn't need all that. So, but all right.
I'm glad Pen 15 got nominated.
I am glad too. But let's see. Tell me, Kyle, who is our will win and dark horse in this category?
So we thought it would come down to these two. Our dark horse is Hacks, and our will win is Ted Lasso.
There it is.
So these are two, in my eyes, two of the buzziest comedies of the year, two of the most talked about. For me, I think Ted Lasso is better than Hacks is. Yeah. I thought Hacks was okay. I didn't
finish Hacks.
Yeah, I didn't love it. I thought it was okay, and I love Gene Smart in it, but overall, I just thought it was okay. Now, Ted Lasso is like a whole movement, man. He's got like a whole persona on Twitter, all this, but I feel like for Ted Lasso, it hit at a good time when people really needed it, and it's caused a lot of buzz, and I think people will recognize how good the first season was, and that's why I win.
Yeah, this is for season 1. It definitely came at the right time in 2020 when we needed a little bit of uplifting messages. The issue that I'm kind of maybe seeing a little bit now, which could affect Ted Lasso's chances. I don't think it's going to flip it. I think its stock has decreased in the last couple of weeks. Is everything going on with season 2? If you've been on Twitter, you've seen the discourse of season 2. People, for some reason, are complaining about season 2, and there's many different reasons why. And some of these controversial episodes, whether it's the Christmas episode, aired right during that perfect August 19th, August 30th voting period. So, like, I've seen headlines like, did Ted Lasso Norbit itself? You know, talking about Norbit with Eddie Murphy and his Dreamgirls chances for the Oscars way back when. Sometimes it's good to have a finals or a season airing during voting. We saw that when Breaking Bad's final season was airing during the eligibility for season 5A. It helped 5A get some recognition there because these great episodes were airing at the time. It's like a lot of people are like, well, did we really like this show in 2020? I mean, it's like everyone's saying, oh, it's super positive. There's no antagonist. There's, these characters are very like hey, all the stuff we liked then, of course we don't like it now. And it's like, Twitter can never make up its mind, but I think stuff like that is like, will that affect the voting period? Like if voting was before season 2, would it be a different story than during season 2? And there's just so much industry love for Hacks. I mean, it's up there with nominations, 15 nominations for Hacks, 20 for Ted Lasso. So 15 versus 20, not that big of a difference. Either way, it's between these two shows on that Sunday night. It's between those two. The other ones, I really don't see him winning.
No. It's a two show countdown here.
Yeah. Well, all right, John. I know we've hogged all the conversation. Is there anything you're looking forward to on Emmy night? Anything that you're hoping you see? Any awards, any snubs, anything that you want from Emmys?
I don't think I have anything specific. A lot of these shows, I watched an episode or two from when we reviewed them, and I have not revisited them, despite how some of them have been very highly held. I from seeing The Queen's Gambit, which is one of the few that I did see all the way through, I think that deserves some of the love it's getting. But yeah, I think you guys know well enough that I wouldn't disagree with you for most things. So.
All right, yeah, and like we said, next year you'll be really involved because there's going to be a lot of our favorites back and eligible next year. So that'll be something to look forward to.
You know what I'm looking forward to, or I wish would happen, is the people that have to deliver the Emmys to the houses in the hazmat suit. Oh my God.
What a strange ceremony last year.
I know.
Well, the ceremony will take place September 19th on CBS and Paramount Plus, and of course we will break down all the action, the week after it airs on our Tuesday night podcast. Next week, though, we have some shows to talk about. We have American Crime Story Impeachment and Why the Last Man, 2 premieres, sort of on FX. One's on FX, one's on FX on Hulu, but could be some big players come next Emmys cycle. So we're going to break down those premiere episodes. And if you want even more Emmy coverage, obviously we have our Emmy nomination reactions back in episode 348. And then we did our clip show coverage where we compiled some of our reviews from shows like The Crown and Ted Lasso and Queen's Gambit. And we put it all in one podcast, episode 353. So you can just get those reviews, get a refresher. Because again, some of these seasons are like a year or two ago that they aired. So
for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is it. That concludes our predictions. Until next time, I'm David Allen.
I'm John Berwick.
And I'm Kyle Bridger.
And that's all we got for Dual Redundancy. Goodbye, everybody. Oh man, I was so caught up with the Emmys that I completely forgot how the end of the show works. Let me run through all my plugs here. Okay. If you want to find episodes of the podcast, you can do it on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, the blog, dualredundancy.com, and of course we are live Tuesday nights on Twitch, twitch.tv/dualredundancy. We usually go live at 8 p.m. Eastern on Twitch. And of course, make sure you're following us on Facebook, on Twitter, and Instagram at Dual Redundancy. You can find all the latest news and highlights and what we're talking about on social media. And then it wouldn't be a podcast without giving out some thanks. Of course, I got to thank Kyle Bridger, just for being Kyle, coming in with those predictions and those hot takes. Couldn't do it without Kyle. And of course, John, he puts the show together, gets it up on iTunes, makes it all nice and perfect. Thank you, guys. All right, now the show's done. Goodbye, everybody.